Hello, my name's David. I'm an environment artist, and here we are today. We're back in ArdaCraft, Middle Earth made in Minecraft. So it's been a little while. I had the pleasure of talking to some of the developers of this a couple of months ago, last year in 2025, and yeah, we had a good long chat about nearly 4 hours, I think it was. We sat down and Fornad, the Fornad, took me through a lot of the exciting places here, and we had Sean on and Kane, some of the developers on this wonderful project, and yeah, it was great to get an inside view of all this. I mean, I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings and all things Middle Earth, and yeah, it was a real pleasure to get a sort of curated tour of all this. So I've been away from this for a little while. I was just letting the ArdaCraft people get a bit more done because this area was very much in development and still is, but there's been some nice progress been made around here that I thought was just worth having a little wander through. And we are here in the realm of Gondor, specifically Anórien, North Gondor, and I thought I'd visit this town of Lisclorn, which is on the River Anduin, and it was built in the Third Age by the people of Gondor, and when the Great Plague of the 1600s in the Third Age happened, it's kind of decimated along with much of Gondor, and slowly kind of, I guess, built back up. And when Ithilien fell and Osgiliath was abandoned and Minas Tirith became more the capital of Gondor, then it kind of got a bit of a resurgence and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's just a kind of lovely area that is very reminiscent of sort of Roman Empire to me. The history of Gondor very closely echoes that of the Roman Empire, and I suspect Tolkien was basing a lot of it on that. Now, I'll just fly up a little bit because you can see this whole area is still very much in development. There's Minas Tirith in the distance, just over there. You can see the prow of the ship there sticking up. The Mountains of Shadow. Sauron is chilling at Barad-dûr in his eyeball form, just sort of tirelessly searching for the ring. Probably being pretty bored, isn't he? He's missing his ring, isn't he? Poor lad. But yeah, so lots of in progress plots there of various houses, dwellings, and things. White Mountains leading up to Rohan beyond, and that's kind of looking up north over there, and of course the River Anduin here. And that's the Emin Wheel Hills over there. So a little brief overview of the town there. Yeah, so a walled town, very much a sort of mini fortress, and its outlying constructions, farmlands, and all that gubbins. Yeah, there we go. So don't want to do too much flying around because we want to appreciate it at ground level, don't we? And before I get too far ahead of myself, I've forgotten to thank my channel members, haven't I? I've been sort of so caught up in Lord of the Rings and being back in Middle Earth that, how can I forget? But yeah, channel members. There we go. The growing gang of channel members that I'm, yeah, continually grateful for. It's amazing, really. Yeah, thank you so much because I get a lot of, I'm very sort of lucky and blessed to have many compliments about the channel and the videos. Thank you for all that. But it's a kind of different thing when people will actually literally put their money where their mouth is and financially support the channel and the stuff that I do here. It's quite literally you're giving me your hard-earned energy, cash, and I don't take that lightly at all. So, I'm really grateful. Thank you very much. And it's great to have you. And I love putting your names up there. I think that it's great to see. And yeah, Thank you very much. So let's get on with it, shall we? And I just want to talk about the walls. I love castle walls. I mean, I am very lucky to live in Scotland here, and we have many castles. There's there's quite literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of castles in Scotland alone. Never mind the UK. You know, we have a rich history of that sort of thing, and Scotland particularly. And you can't throw a stick round here without hitting a castle or what once was a castle. And yeah, it's great. And I love looking at all this sort of architectural stuff. And let's not forget, this is Minecraft, isn't it? And I come from a games development background, of course. I've been a developer for coming up to 18 years now, and I've been, involved in a lot of texturing, a lot of modeling. That's been my bread and butter. And I play games all my life, quite literally. And check out the textures on here, right? Because this is one of the things that this team are outstandingly good at within the limitations of Minecraft too. And of course, ArdaCraft uses the mod pack Conquest Reforged, and they're kind of working hand in hand, I guess. ArdaCraft is sort of helping to push Conquest Reforged forward in terms of block variety and stuff. So, it seems like a quite a nice partnership, doesn't it? Yeah. But yeah, I'm digressing, aren't I? But I was talking about these walls, really. And one thing that strikes me, like, let's just levitate. Up here we go. And what you'll see when we look at the blocks, there's no texture blending as such. I'll look at these here. That you can see that there's a hard edge right there, and indeed all the blocks do that. I mean, these ones, they're the same blocks, so of course they tile. The same blocks tile with themselves, but with all the other blocks, there's no tiling. And yet, despite that, they just go together really well, and that's pretty rare. I mean, we're in kind of quite pixelated sort of stuff, being Minecraft and things, and that certainly helps with this. But what other game has got non-tiling, non-continuous textures, different textures, not really sort of blending, and it works? It's not. I can't think of any games that do that really. And yet in ArdaCraft here, the variety of blocks we've got here that all work together despite not blending together is a really interesting artistic concept that I'm kind of not used to, I suppose. But you step back here like this, and they're great. We've got like all this variety, and the thought that's gone into the construction of it as well. I mean, I might spend most of this video looking at this wall at this rate, eh? And it's worth it because, this has got a long history. It's like quite old. And we look here, these are the like original Gondorian foundations here from, when it was constructed. Gondor at the, sort of near the height of its power, I suppose. And we've got this sort of strong architectural style of big blocks, neat, very sort of well constructed, aren't they? And then you see as you go up through the history of it, through the years of it, we get to sort of less advanced techniques, more rustic techniques, more of a sort of almost dry stone wall technique of repair and building it up. And it just tells a history all its own, doesn't it? The wall. I think it's really good, and you see that in the real world as well. And a lot of Scottish castles have got that sort of stuff. Hello, goats. Mountain goats chilling out there. Let's have a look down here. Of the little archway there, and of course the veg is great, isn't it? How wondrously thick it is. Yeah, and we got all these lovely roads here. So let's just have a little mooch around down here. I mean, the veg is one of the one of the many standout features of ArdaCraft. It's all bespoke. It's not standard Minecraft stuff. I mean, we've covered this in previous videos, but I mean, they're really good trees and bushes, grasses, veg. It's a tremendous sort of addition going on to the, I mean, the veg of Minecraft is fairly basic, isn't it? Let's take a look at this ground here as well. I mean, oh, actually, before I do that, notice the height. We're using sort of slabs, but more granular, and they're going through the whole world and sort of making the gradation in the terrain more gradual with this sort of approach. So it's not just your 1 meter blocks making the terrain. We've got this sort of more granular slice effect, which works so well. But yeah, if we just sort of levitate a little bit, and again, the variety of block here we've got in this sort of sandy dirt vibe going on, and nothing is strictly tiling with anything else other than blocks themselves of the same type, but overall it just works great, doesn't it? And just stuff like this, it's so good that it's got that aspect that you don't notice it, and that's when something has been done really well, is that when it doesn't stick out to you, when it just is right, then your subconscious doesn't notice it. Nothing sticks out as being, that looks a bit funny. It just is, and yeah, that is the mark of something going very, very right. So here we go. So we're kind of looking at the sort of docks bit here, aren't we? So let's just have a mooch around up here. I'm going to have a little hop up here. Yeah, there we go. Let's get in the walls there. Yeah, cool. And I know how much effort they put into these. There's a great deal of thought that goes into all this construction, and the references that I use are as in depth or even more in depth than the sort of style sheets and reference guides that you get in the games industry. I've seen them and looked through them all, and yeah, they're tremendously in depth, and drawing from all of the historical references that it's possible to get. So these places are a bit of rabbit warren. I mean, it might look sort of nice on the outside, and it's like, oh, cool town, but it's dense on the inside as well. They work as buildings and like almost like lived-in spaces, and you can quite easily get lost inside these. I mean, let's have a mooch down here. I mean, it's really cool. It's a bit like being in the films in a way. There's that architecture that you see in Minas Tirith, and then to some extent the that TV series, The Rings of Power. It's all it all works as kind of these lived-in spaces, and you get all these little details inside them, which is cool. All right, let's have a look through here. What have we got in here? Whoa, like a little parlor, some bunk rooms, some washing hanging up. Oh, it's got little animations too. Very nice. All right, what do we want to do? Let's go. Oh, right, yeah, there we go. Let's go up here. The detail and little glimpses outside. So this is like complex stuff and requires a great deal of planning. It requires significant sort of project management, all this sort of stuff. So, I'm getting myself lost, aren't I? In here, where should we go through? Oh, right, a little courtyard. Yeah, this is the sort of stuff that goes through an environment artist's mind. Is how do these spaces work? What are they for? Who built them? When? Why? All that sort of stuff. And yeah, I mean, great. We've got little decorations going on, all this sort of stuff. But just look at this stairway here. The different stones we've got here. Almost as if parts of worn down and been repaired, as these places are, pretty old. What have we got there? Some stuff there. Candles. Lovely. And what have we in here? Doorway and all this sort of stuff. It's great. You can spend quite a while just exploring around in here and mooching around. Oh, lovely. Yeah. Oh man. All sorts of stuff. Very good. Right. So, oh, and there's that tower there. So I fancy just plop, pop it down there. Have a mooch down the main street. Oh, here we go. Little arcades as well. Excellent. And what looks like a market, doesn't it? Yeah. Wow. Lovely stuff. Hello. How you doing? Is it a horse or donkey? Unknown. And yeah, so there we go. We see those flat slabs again as well. Yeah, cool. Oh, a bit of nice glow coming in from here. We've got some stuff drying racks, a little workshop. All the little details of a functional town. Cool. Right, so, and this could be like the sort of main, or one of the main streets, couldn't it? Cool. Oh, what have we got here? Workshop. Brilliant. Yeah, I mean, I love Minecraft. I think it's a really cool. It's best game in the world, Minecraft, hands down. I would say. You know, it's educational, creative, fun, deep, and extendable, as we could see. You know, endlessly extendable, and it allows people to just make it their own playground and world, doesn't it? Uh, just like ArdaCraft people have done. Yeah, tremendous. So I think that that's a good overview of this place here, Lisclorn. I love it that we're getting the world of Middle-earth fleshed out like this. That, you know, no one else is going to do that, are they? It takes people who are dedicated and really into it and just passionate about recreating this very rich world. So, yeah, I shall be always keeping an eye on this project. And, you know, this is a kind of area, Anórien here, of a lot of activity going on, as we see up there in the sky. And, you know, it'll be a sort of real pleasure to just continue watching what they get up to and how it progresses. And there's so much still to do. I mean, you know, there's another 10 years here easily. So, yep, well done, ArdaCraft folks. Keep up the good work, and we appreciate you doing all this. Really nice. So, yeah, we'll leave it there, and I'll dip in and have another look at stuff as we go on. So, thanks for joining me on that one, and I'll see you in another video soon. Take it easy. Bye.